YouTube, what is good? Welcome back to Pep Talk, where we discuss topics to elevate your spiritual, intellectual, and physical growth while spreading knowledge, love, and positivity on the regular. Thank you for coming back to my channel, guys, and I hope you have had a wonderful day and you are on your way and one step closer to achieving your goals and you're fulfilling your purpose. Let's get straight into it, shall we? We're going to talk about social anxiety, and we're going to be talking about two daily habits that can help remove social anxiety. And the reason why I'm making this video is that these have worked for me. I have been in scenarios where I've been consistent with these habits, and when I lost consistency for these two habits, I became a little bit more socially anxious. And now I'm in this position where I've hit a new level of consistency with habits, and I've kind of seen both sides. I can see how when you're not doing it, it can make you more anxious, and I can see when you are being consistent with it, how it helps tenfold with social anxiety. So the first one is meditation. Okay. Obviously, meditation is talked about a lot. It's often been described as a good tool to be able to fight social anxiety. The best way that I can describe it is that it slows down the mind in all scenarios. It almost freezes the head noise that you have if you meditate consistently. So although it's still there, it's almost like it's clouded, and the things that you should be thinking about, there's more noise, if that makes sense for that. Whereas the unnecessary head noise, it's almost silenced in a way. It's frozen out. You can't really hear it. And that's how you feel when you meditate regularly and you get into situations where you may have been socially anxious in the past. You feel like all that noise is hard to hear and you're able to live more in the present moment, which obviously is the most important thing, because social anxiety is because of somebody being stuck either in the past, thinking about past situations where they may have felt embarrassed in conversation, or thinking about what the outcome could be in the future if they, for example, think they screw up in conversation, if you get where I'm coming from. So, as I said, it clears the mind and it slows down the mind, and it sort of drowns out all that negative talk. So when you're speaking to people or you're in a social situation, you don't really hear that noise and you're just living more so in the present moment. So if you're not meditating, I would seriously consider doing it. I want to stress that it is not an overnight fix. You need to be consistent with it daily, and you will notice gradually over time of the benefits. Even, recently enough, I started going back to doing it every single day, and I noticed more clarity of mind within like 2 to 3 weeks. But to get the full benefits, you just got to keep going and stay consistent, which, as we all know, consistency is key. And the next one, which I've just introduced again into my life, and I regret not keeping this into my life, is cold showers. Like I said, guys, I'm not going to sugarcoat things. I am going to give you all my mistakes as well as the things that I'm doing to help myself, because you learn more from mistakes, and you may as well learn from mine, because I've made a few in my time and I'm not afraid to admit it. And I know that it will help you guys as well. But moving forward, where I was going with that is that I stopped doing this habit, and that habit is cold showers. And when I was doing cold showers before, I would have more energy throughout the day, and it would make you think more clearly. It's hard to be able to describe it, but you go into the day more energized. It definitely gives you a hit in the morning if you have a cold shower. It's a fantastic way to wake up, and it gets you mentally switched on straight away, because for me, I am very slow at waking up sometimes in the morning, like mentally. A cold shower, I find, will snap me straight into gear. So it gives you not only a good head start to today, but in related to, social anxiety and social situations, again, it's sort of, it what's the best way of describing this? It gets you so worked up and so charged for the day, and it really gives you that zap in the morning that you almost feel like you got that attitude like, yeah, bring it on, and you're just kind of not letting anything worry you, and you're just focusing on, getting through the day and living presently, and, just enjoying yourself at the end of the day. It gives you that nice little buzz. Uh, so I guess not, wouldn't say wake up, but it's really hard to explain, to keep you more clear-minded and not worrying about unnecessary stresses. That's the best way of describing it. So you live more in the present. But what it also does, very similar to meditation, is that it does clear the mind as well. As I said before, it definitely helps with, making better decisions because you have all that unnecessary noise out of your head, but it definitely makes you clear-minded in conversations as well. Because, as I said, it's just a great way to wake up, and it sets you up nicely throughout your day. Even if you don't necessarily have it at the beginning of the day to start the day, even if you just have one, it just gives you that nice little bit of mental clarity. So, you don't have brain fog in conversation, and you're not so, anxious about saying the wrong thing. Very similar, I guess, benefits to meditation and cold showers, but just think like there's that little bit of a key difference in terms of, meditation stilling the mind, whereas cold shower wakes you up, makes you feel more confident, and then that confidence sort of brings less social anxiety. That's probably the best way to describe it. I wanted to make this video because I have recently, as I said, introduced cold showers again with meditation. The meditation that I use currently is Wim Hof. If you guys haven't heard of it, I'm sure most of you have, but if you haven't heard of it, go try some of the breathing exercises out. I find that it's the best one for me, and it gives me a boost to start the day, as well as just keeping me less anxious and keeping the mind more clear. And that's ultimately why a lot of people meditate, guys. So try those two things. Like I said, I stopped cold showers for a bit, recently introduced it, already see the benefits a few days in. And meditation, if you're very consistent with it, you will soon see the benefits, and it will positively impact you in ways, so many ways that you couldn't imagine, just by clearing your mind and stilling, stilling the head noise, and just making sure that it doesn't take over your life, all the head noise and all the unnecessary chat that goes on in your mind. But that's all I've got time for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching the video. Please give me some feedback in the comments. Like the video, subscribe if you're new, and I hope to see you in the next one.